Sir, good afternoon. My voice is audible, sir?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So, sir, we'll start now, right?
Okay.
Okay. So, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gapat from Chembond Biosciences Limited. And this is our 11th webinar today. And the objective behind this webinar series is to improve the overall efficiency, sustainability, and profitability of poultry production while ensuring food food safety and quality. So, Chembond Biosciences manufactures and sells products that deliver quality and value for the animal health and nutrition industry. With over 45 years of experience, including for 10 years in the poultry and dairy industry, Chembond is a brand you can trust, and our operations are supported by a nationwide marketing and technical team, in-house manufacturing, and R&D for enzymes, probiotics, feed premixes, and additives. So our all the manufacturing facilities are accredited by FAMIQS certificates. So today our webinar speaker is Dr. Dinesh Bhosale, and he is a BVSc, MUSc, and Ph.D. holder in animal nutrition. So besides having a diploma in business management, he has been a member of Extension Council and a Research Council of Rajasthan Veterinary University and Maharashtra Animal Fishery Sciences University. So Skill Advisory Board for Dairy, then BIS Animal Feeds Committee, Editorial Board of Journal of Animal Nutrition and Feed Technology, and Management Committee of ICR, National Institute of Animal Nutrition and Physiology also. He was the chairman of CLFMA of India in an association of Indian livestock sector during 2012 to 2014 and was Honorable Secretary during 2008 to 2012. So he was the organizing secretary of Second National Conference of Association of Avian Health Professionals at Pune in 2014. He's working actively with Poultry Federation of India as Vice President, West India since 2006. He is also President of Vets in Private Welfare Association, Pune. He is a Vice President, Vet Zone of Animal Nutrition Association, uh, from 2024 to till 2026 to 2026. So Dr. Dinesh worked with Venkateswara Hatcheries Limited in his early career and later as a technical director, poultry, aquaculture and livestock for Asia Subcontinent Office of American Soybean Association, New Delhi for 8 years. Then Dr. Dinesh worked with Altec Biotechnology Private Limited as a regional technical manager ruminants for South Asia and Southeast Asia region for 2 years. So he worked as a regional commercial director for South Asia for AB Vista, British company from 2007 to April 2024. He's working as freelance with companies, farmers, students, and startups. So he's also helping various NGOs like Pani Foundation, Swadesh Foundation, People Empowering Movement, Bhagirath Gram Vikas Pratishthan and companies to promote animal husbandry as a source of livelihood and as an entrepreneurial activity for rural youths and women SGS. So he is mentoring many startups in livestock sectors. He delivered more than 1,300 lectures to farmers and entrepreneurs all over India. So he conducted Powder Yatra to promote awareness in 5 states. And I welcome Dr. Dinesh Bhosale sir for delivering webinars. Today our topic is the application of DDGS in animal nutrition. So just for audience and participants information that after this introductory part, Dr. Dinesh Bhosale will start their webinar presentation. And after that, after completion of webinar presentation, we will have a query and answer session. Those participants who they wish to ask queries related to DDGS application in poultry or overall animal nutrition. If they have any questions, they can share their question in chat box. And one by one, I will read the questions and Dr. Dinesh Bhosale will answer that questions. So once again, I welcome Dr. Dinesh Bhosale and I request Dr. Dinesh Bhosale to start their webinar presentation. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sanjay. Let me thank Chembond and Chembond team, Pramod, Rashmi, Shri Lakshmi, Sujit, Chanchal, and Sanjay for organizing this webinar. As all of you know that for last 2 months, we are conducting DDGS Yatra. We conducted 4 seminars, 2 in North India and 2 in South India, Bangalore, Namakkal, Ludhiana, and Karnal, to promote use of DDGS in animal feed. So Sanjay requested me, can we have this topic as a webinar topic? I said, why not? So normally I give powerful presentation instead of PowerPoint presentation. But as a lot of data is involved, I thought let me share the PowerPoint presentation with you. And this presentation copy will be given to you in PDF format. Please send your email ID to Chembond team and they will share it with you. This presentation is prepared with the help of many people. So let me thank all of them. I took a few slides from Dr. H.S. Jat, who is the director of Indian Institute of Maize Research, Sunil Duggal, working with All India Distillers Association, Dr. Chandrasekharan sir, retired professor and consultant from Namakkal, and also from presentation of Dr. Nataraja HB, Hygiene Feeds of Bangalore. As I told initially that for last 2 years, I'm associated with DDGS. I'm helping Ethanol Manufacturers Association, IDA, All India Distillers Association, to understand how DDGS can be used in animal feed. Previously, molasses were used to produce bioethanol in India. Then government gave damaged rice from FCI godown to make bioethanol. And from last December, government has allowed use of maize for the bioethanol production. Coming years, more and more DDGS will be available. So DDGS will be one of the important feed ingredient for the future for India by India, because we have already exported 2 lakh tons of DDGS to our neighboring countries like Vietnam. Dear friends, first understand why bioethanol is produced and what is government's program. So government has decided to blend 20% bioethanol with petrol and diesel by end of Mar March 2026. Presently, we are at level of 13.5% and target for this fiscal year is 15%. Why bioethanol? First thing, it is environment friendly because we are using renewable resources like molasses, rice, maize. Second most important thing is social cause. Government wants to double farmers' income. So they want to help farmer to earn more per acre. And maize has lower carbon footprint as compared to rice and wheat. So government wants to divert rice and wheat farmers to maize farming in coming years. Third thing is economic. As you know that war is going on between Russia and Ukraine. War is going on between Israel and other countries. So this may affect the international prices of fossil fuel. India is dependent on all these countries for import of petrol and diesel. So if we can blend 15 to 20% of bioethanol, it will save foreign exchange for our country. Previously, damaged grain was used by distilleries to make whiskey, country liquor, or alcohol for drinking. Then 3 to 4 years back, government had brainstorming with oil companies like Hindustan Petroleum, Indian Oil, and other two companies, and they started working on the possibility of making bioethanol. Initially, these four oil companies were thinking of putting their own plants to make ethanol. But then government decided that it should be chance should be given to private sector. So therefore 170 ethanol plants have been put up. Government has given 3% interest subvention under the scheme under Consumer Affairs and Food Ministry. So now ethanol can be made from grains and molasses from these plants. Basically, as I said, government has decided MSP of 22.25 rupees per kg for maize, and government's objective is to increase production to 65 million metric ton from the present production of 38 million metric ton. And this maize will be used for several purposes. As you can see in this slide, where are the ethanol manufacturing plant? So most of them are concentrated in North India, but now many plants are coming up in other parts of India also, except states like Tamil Nadu, Kerala, there are plants, except Northeast also, there are plants everywhere. I think in Gujarat also there are no plants. In Kashmir, Himachal, Uttarakhand, you can see that there are no plants. So basically, local plant means transportation cost will be less, and local feed manufacturers can buy DDGS throughout the year from neighboring ethanol manufacturing plant. Why maize? Why government decided to convert maize into bioethanol? I took these slides from Director, Indian Institute of Maize Research. Basically, there is a potential to improve the productivity of maize. Although GM maize is not allowed in India, but many hybrid varieties are available in India to increase the yield. And as maize demand will go up, farmers will also increase the acreage. Basically, rice and wheat are required for human consumption. So we cannot divert rice and wheat for feed or ethanol significantly. Third thing is that maize crop is available throughout the year. It can be taken into 3 seasons: Kharif, Rabi, and summer season. Basically, if you'll see local production, local consumption. In almost all states of producing maize in India, some states are producing more, some states are producing less. The most important is environment. There is a less water requirement, therefore low carbon footprint for maize as compared to sugarcane and rice. And the last but the very important point is that byproduct of ethanol manufacturing, DDGS, can be used by feed industry. If you go to US Grain Council's website, you can download detailed document about DDGS, how it can be used in animal feeds. For last 25 years, America is manufacturing ethanol from maize, and they are using maize DDGS in animal feed. If you had attended CLFMA conference at Goa on 21st September, Reese Kennedy from US Grain Council gave excellent presentation, and then Dr. Prashant Shinde of Kargil, India also gave excellent presentation about the DDGS quality in India. As you can see from this slide, that government has targeted that during next fiscal year, 350 crore liter of ethanol will come from maize. So around 9 million metric ton of maize will be needed next year to produce ethanol. This year, around 6 to 7 million metric ton of maize will be diverted to produce ethanol. This slide will show you how maize is used in India. Poultry industry is the major consumer of maize in India. This year or next year, we are forecasted to use around 21 million metric ton of maize in poultry feed. Starch manufacturers use 5 million metric ton. Cattle feed and other feed manufacturers, they use around 4.5 million metric ton. Food processing industry process around 2.3 million metric ton. Direct consumption is around 3.9 million metric ton. So around 9 million metric ton of maize can be available next year if we produce 45 to 46 million metric ton of maize next year. And as CLFMA, All India Poultry Breeder Association, Starch Manufacturers Association, we have already requested government that now you are diverting maize for ethanol production. So that will reduce the availability of maize for poultry and starch industry. So if needed, during lean period, government should allow imports of maize. So government may allow import of maize during lean period. Non-GM maize is available in few countries, but if government will allow GM maize import, then it is available everywhere. So in this slide, you can see that after independence, the maize acreage has gone up and the production has also gone up. Yield is very good. As you can see in this table, that acreage area under wheat is 0.6, area under rice is 1.2, and area under maize is 2. So our target is to produce 45 to 46 million metric ton next year. Initially, government was targeting 45 to 46 million metric ton by 2030. Therefore, this slide is showing 2030. But now government has asked Agriculture Department to promote maize aggressively all over India so that we can reach 20% ethanol mixing by next year. This slide is very important. This shows state-wise yield, what is the productivity in different states in different season, and also area under maize in different seasons. As you can see, Tamil Nadu yield is highest during Kharif season. In Rabi season, in Bengal, yield is highest. During summer season, also Bengal and Tamil Nadu yield is highest. During Kharif season, 77% of maize is produced. During Rabi season, 18% of maize is produced. And during summer season, around 5% of maize is produced. So as you can see, now after post monsoon, Kharif maize is available for poultry feed industry, starch industry and ethanol industry, mainly from Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Maharashtra and Uttar Pradesh. During Rabi season, during March, after March and April month, Rabi maize will be available from Maharashtra, Bihar, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu. And during summer season, maize is grown mainly into Bihar, Bengal, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, and Karnataka. Like poultry feed industry, aflatoxin is very important thing in DDGS. As we are buying maize for poultry feed sector, we always check aflatoxin content in maize and other raw material. So similarly, in rice DDGS and maize DDGS also, we'll have to check aflatoxin and other mycotoxins before using it. Now, ethanol manufacturers needs to learn about storage protocol, how to grade raw material while processing, and they are also getting aware about how to keep aflatoxin level, fungus growth at lowest point. This slide is not for you and me. This slide is for farmers who are growing maize. So central government and state agriculture government are working with state universities to improve awareness about how to avoid aflatoxin and fungus growth in maize while the maize crop is grown, when it is harvested, and when it is stored before it is sold by farmers in the market. So these are various steps. I will not read these steps. You can go through them later also. Drying is very important in case of DDGS. So pH value, color, order, particle size, texture, absence of foreign matter, moisture below 10 to 12%, protein content, fiber content, fat content, ash and sand silica. This will show what is the quality of DDGS we are getting. And then most important is packing of DDGS. We are encouraging ethanol manufacturers to use new bags. We are encouraging ethanol manufacturers to brand their DDGS so that poultry feed manufacturers and cattle feed manufacturers will come to know that from which plant the material is coming. So if the product is good, those plants will get repeat orders. If the product is not good, then these plants will get feedback from traders, brokers, and feed manufacturers. In this slide, I have shown the flow diagram of how ethanol is manufactured from the grains. You can go on Google and you can learn more about how ethanol is manufactured from grains. A lot of detailed documents and videos are also available. So basically, grains are converted into slurry, and then this slurry undergoes liquefaction and fermentation by using yeast culture. Then distillation is done to remove bioethanol, and then after distillation, decantation is done to remove the thin stillage. Then the water is evaporated from the thin stillage. So DDG, it means distillers dried grain with solubles. Few companies are selling only DDG, which contains around 58 to 60% protein. And when we add solubles into it, then the protein content goes down to 40 to 45% in case of rice DDGs. India is very unique. If you go to America, for last 25 years, they are making DDGs from maize. But in India, we tried making ethanol from rice also. So rice DDGs is available in significant amount for our animal feed sector. And when I discussed with policymakers, they told me that in coming years, the production of ethanol from rice will remain stagnant. Means government will not be able to give more than 2 to 2.5 million metric ton of rice per year to ethanol manufacturers because it is a direct competition with human consumption. But maize consumption will be more in ethanol manufacture. I have taken few slides from US data. In US, they basically produce DDGS of different types. As you can see here, low fat DDGS, high fat DDGS, high protein DDGS. So basically, in high fat DDGS, you can see that this is maize DDGS. You can see that crude fat is around 12.5%. In high protein, it is around 7.56, and in low fat, it is around 8.9. And if you see the protein content, in high fat, it is 30%. In high protein DDGS, it will be 39%. And in low fat, it will be around 31%. The good thing for cattle feed manufacturers is that maize DDGS contains very high percentage of bypass protein, rumen undegradable protein. So it is 47% in high fat, it is 47% in high protein, and it is 47% in low protein also. Then all other parameters are also given. DDGS is also good source of phosphorus, 0.88% to 0.64%. ADF, NDF, we are checking these parameters when we use any raw material for cattle feed. And although starch is converted into ethanol, remnant of starch is present in DDGS. As you can see, around 4.5 to 6.2% of starch is present. So energy comes from fat, energy comes from starch in case of maize DDGS. I'll go to next slide. Now, physical examination of DDGS is very important when you are buying the product. So you can see color, you can see smell, that will tell you about the quality of the DDGS. This is a color chart used in USA. Dark brown means over processed, and light brown golden color means better DDGS. So DDGS color chart gives number as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can see more information in the US Grain Council DDGS handbook. There is a machine which can measure the color of DDGS. So this machine is commonly used in America to measure the color of the DDGS. So that will tell you about the physical property of DDGS. So we are educating ethanol manufacturers that they should maintain temperature while drying at such level that there should not be over processing of DDGS. The color should not become brown. Otherwise, protein will be damaged. And in next few slides, I will show you about the how heat damages the protein in DDGS. Basically, there is a proverb in English called garbage in, garbage out. So ethanol manufacturers should learn to grade grains they are getting. Good quality grains should be processed separately as compared to medium quality and not so good quality. So therefore, composition of grains is very important. Then, as I said, DDG contains 58 to 60% protein. So how much solubles are being added, that will also decide the final composition of DDGS. Then modification in processing technology is needed so that we get desired particle size, we get desired texture. Few ethanol manufacturers are removing oil also from maize DDGS. So the protein percentage goes up. So there are various methods for fermentation and for processing of DDGS. Presently, as it is a new product for ethanol manufacturers, there is no standard nutrient profile available for DDGS. They are using whatever raw material they are getting. Example, they are getting damaged rice from FCI godowns. So they are using, and it may be contaminated with mycotoxins. Basically, when 5 kg of rice is processed for ethanol, 1 kg of DDGS is produced. And when 3 kg of rice is processed, 3 kg of maize is processed for ethanol, 1 kg of DDGS is produced. So if there is a 10 ppb in maize, the maize DDGS will contain 30 ppb. If there is a 10 ppb aflatoxin in rice, then the rice DDGS will contain 50 ppb. So it will be concentrated. Then if you check the oil percentage in maize DDGS, 80% is unsaturated fat, and it may affect digestion in the ruminant. It will lower the fiber digestibility, which will affect the milk fat percentage, which may affect the milk production also. But if you are using more than 20%, then these effects can be seen. Presently in India, DDGS is not used more than 10 to 15% in cattle feed. So high moisture, high humidity will promote the growth of fungus, and that will increase the aflatoxin content. Proper drying is very important. Otherwise, it will affect the DDGS quality. So therefore, we are discussing with ethanol manufacturers. We are trying to educate them that please check what is the temperature while drying, how they are doing the drying. Most important is how they are storing the raw materials and how they are storing the DDGS after it is produced. This will help us to produce better quality DDGS. Mold inhibitor can be used if you want to store DDGS for long time. As we discussed before, and as our industry knows very well, that moisture content should be less than any raw material below 20%, and absence of foreign material is very important. Dr. Nataraja in Bangalore seminar, he shared this slide about the analysis report of the rice DDGS. So basically, samples from East India, samples from West India, samples from North India, samples from South India, they were studied. The fat content was around 2 to 3%. Moisture was around 9 to 11%. Protein content varied from 44 to 46%. The ash content varied from 3.95 to 4.87. The fiber was below 3.58. Basically, sand silica was below 0.94. And amino acid, total amino acids were also studied. So we know that methionine, cysteine, M plus C, lysine, threonine, tryptophan, arginine, these are important amino acids. And in next few slides, I have compared DDGS with soybean meal. So you can see which amino acids are less in DDGS as compared to soybean meal. Then aflatoxin, fumonisin, ochratoxin, T2 toxin, zearalenone, DON was also estimated in these samples. In this slide, I am showing composition of maize DDGS, rice DDGS. Some companies are selling mixed DDGS. So I will recommend ethanol manufacturers and feed manufacturers not to buy or not to sell mixed DDGS. Either you buy maize DDGS or you buy rice DDGS. In that way, you can control the quality of the sample. You can decide whether you want to accept the product or you want to reject the product. And government is in process to make BI standards for DDGS. They have included experts from Namakkal Laboratory, from Directorate of Poultry Research to make the BI standard for DDGS. This is the amino acid profile of DDGS versus soybean meal. As you can see that arginine is on lower side in case of maize DDGS and rice DDGS. Then valine is also low. Histidine is also low. Isoleucine is also low. Leucine is lower, but around 2.43 in maize DDGS and 2.94 in rice DDGS. Lysine is the most important amino acids. So it is only 0.77 in maize DDGS and it is 0.64 in rice DDGS, whereas it is 2.95 in soybean meal. Methionine, although soybean meal is deficient in methionine 0.64, rice DDGS and maize DDGS also contains less methionine, 0.61 and 0.54 respectively. If you look at tryptophan also, it is quite low as compared to soybean meal. So normally when DDGS is used by nutritionists, they will adjust lysine, methionine, threonine, tryptophan in monogastric diets. So DDGS has comparatively lower lysine than soybean DOC. Digestibility of lysine is also quite low, 65% as compared to 89% in soybean meal. Tryptophan and arginine are the limiting amino acids in DDGS protein. These are inclusion levels given by US experts. Presently in India, if you'll ask me, broiler feed manufacturers are using 2 to 3% of rice DDGS. They are using around 5% of rice DDGS in layer feed. They are also using good quality maize DDGS at 5% in layer feed. And in cattle feed, around 5 to 15% of maize DDGS is used. So basically, these are the guidelines given by US. And when in India, we will stabilize the quality of DDGS, the inclusion rate in broiler, layer, and cattle will also increase. This is one of the trial where you can see that when DDGS is included, methane emission goes down in cows. So DDGS is environment friendly and the milk production goes up. So as you can see here, when the DDGS inclusion went from 0 to 20, the milk production went up. But beyond 20, the milk production was depressed slightly. This is the reason. If more than 20% of DDGS is used in dairy feed, US experts have found that due to presence of polyunsaturated fatty acids, the dry matrix intake goes down, the fiber digestibility goes down, therefore milk fat goes down and milk yield also goes down. And we should also monitor the sulfur content in DDGS, because if high level of sulfur is there, it will also reduce rumen pH, fiber digestibility. It will decrease the dietary cation and anion difference. So if there are any supplementary sulfur sources, we should remove that. Good news is that when I was discussing with ethanol manufacturing plant sellers, they told that all the new plants are not using hydrogen sulfuric acid. So sulfur content will be low in the DDGS manufactured in India. So in ruminant, if you see, DDGS can be used as a good source of bypass protein around 10 to 15%. It is cheaper. Maize DDGS prices are around 13 to 15 rupees presently. Rice DDGS prices are around 23 to 24 rupees. In poultry, rice DDGS can be used, and it is found that it improves the poultry meat quality, it improves the egg quality also. Phosphorus presence is very good in rice DDGS. By using, everybody is using phytase enzyme, so we can improve the phosphorus bioavailability. And we can also use NSP enzymes. We can also use protease enzyme, so that protein can be also used very efficiently in poultry. DDGS can replace a portion of corn, soybean meal, and inorganic phosphorus. And DDGS, rice DDGS price is around 23 to 24 rupees. As I mentioned before, you can always try 2 to 5% depending on the quality of the DDGS. The aflatoxin should be below 50 ppb, and there should not be over processing. So we should look at analysis, we should look at quality, we should use fresh DDGS, we should not store DDGS. Maximum inclusion level should be decided by nutritionist, and the prices of other raw materials. We should use good quality toxin binder as an insurance to counter the toxic effect of mycotoxins. And this is a slide of Dr. Nataraja. He said that storage of DDGS depends on initial level of moisture, season, storage area, and type of packaging material. Physical examination like pH, moisture, mycotoxin is very important. Proximate analysis should be done before storage. And maximum inclusion level is dependent on various factors like age of bird, daily feed consumption, breed, season, inclusion of other raw materials, environmental factors, disease scenario, and most important is gut health. So while using DDGS, we should also keep an eye on what's happening in liver, kidney, bursa, how is the gut health. So sufficient level of biotin, choline, methane donor should be there. To maintain the immune status, we should use toxin binders and pesticide binding materials. We should use good quality gut health products. So all these things are very important, and enzymes play very important role while using DDGS and other protein sources. Now I took few slides from Dr. Chandrasekharan's presentation. He gave this presentation on last Friday, on 4th October at Namakkal. He has compared the what is the availability of different protein sources. So as you can see, DDGS availability in the world is 44.92 million metric ton. In India this year, the availability is 2 million metric ton. 1.5 is maize DDGS, and 5 lakh tons is rice DDGS. This is a analysis report of different protein sources. As you can see, crude protein variation is from 26 to 45 in case of DDGS, and the mean is around 37.4. But in case of other raw materials also, you can see the variability. So I will suggest you that if you are using DDGS, please analyze DDGS quality in your laboratory. You can also send samples to neutral laboratories like Namakkal. Namakkal laboratory, we have requested Dr. Vasan, who is in charge of Namakkal laboratory, to build data of DDGS quality. He will also share the analysis report from January 2024 for both rice DDGS and maize DDGS. DDGS availability will go up. And as I mentioned before also, that maize quality is very important. Immediately after harvest, the moisture percentage will be high in maize. During lean period, the moisture percentage will be low in maize. Fungus presence should be measured in maize, and how many grains are present in 100 grams. That is, bulk density of maize is also important while processing maize for poultry feed or for ethanol manufacturing. This is one of the study that when fungal infestation is there, it will affect the methionine content in the maize grains. In DDGS, variability, caking of the material, what antibiotics are used while doing the ethanol manufacturing, presence of mycotoxins, presence of minerals like sulfur is very important. Please take pictures of DDGS whenever you are using it, and correlate those pictures with the proximate analysis and the chemical analysis. NIR machine should be used for analysis of DDGS. Many companies are offering NIR services. You should utilize those services, because in NIR you can measure phytate phosphorus, you can measure damaged lysine, due to ore processing, you can measure metabolizable energy, and a few other parameters can also be measured like ADF, NDF in NIR machine. So if you don't have NIR machine, you should buy it, or you can take help of companies who are offering NIR services, because the results are very quick and you can correlate those results with wet chemistry result. Color variation I already discussed with you. So golden color, light yellow color means good quality DDGS. Basically, golden DDGS will have high protein, low fiber. The smell will be sweet and fermented. It will have higher nutritional value. Digestibility will be better, and it can be used at higher level also. And brown DDGS will contain more bypass protein, so it should go mainly for the ruminants. As we discussed, during ore processing, heat will damage protein, it will affect lysine, it will affect other amino acids also. So ADIN analysis is a good indicator of heat damage. So physical property, color and smell, we already discussed about this. Once nutritionist is trained, once the purchase person is trained, once the quality control person is trained, he will be easily able to identify good quality DDGs and not acceptable quality by looking at the physical properties of DDGs. Now, in this table, Dr. Chandrasekharan has given what are the amino acid content in three different types, 1, 2, 3. As you can see, the lysine content, if you take example, it is 0.84 in first sample, it is 0.69 in second sample, and it is only 0.39. No, 0.39 in third sample. Basically, material should be free flowing. The cakes should not be formed, and caking happens in summer season and during high humidity season. So temperature, fat content, particle size, it will affect the caking of the material. The bulk density is very important. It should be between 493 to 630. And antibiotics like virginiamycin, penicillin are used to control lactobacillus. It will increase the ethanol yield while manufacturing ethanol from the grains. And virginiamycin is destroyed during drying, and penicillin is also inactivated by ethanol, and it is degraded at low pH. These are the different mycotoxins we are already aware. They are present in other raw materials also. So you will find them in TDGS also. Here again, one more slide about aflatoxin and other amino acids. We are really worried about the aflatoxin content in DDGS sample. As you can see, presentation by Cargill made at CLFMA seminar, Dr. Prashant Shinde found that only less than 10% samples had aflatoxin below 50 ppb. So HPLC is the best method to measure aflatoxin. If you are using kits will be able to measure up to 70 ppb of aflatoxin. And if the aflatoxin is more than 70 ppb in rice DDGS, I think we can reject that product. Minerals, sulfur, sodium, phosphorus are the important minerals to be monitored in case of DDGS. In this slide, the range of analysis, variability in the nutrient composition of DDGS is mentioned. I think in next 1 or 2 years, better quality DDGS, consistent quality DDGS will be available in Indian market. This is again total amino acid concentration in DDGS on dry matter basis. So as you can see, lysine is 0.96 in both samples. Dr. Ramarao conducted one study of using rice DDGS with 46% CP, and he did trial from 20 to 50th week. Diets were isocaloric and amino acid were equated, and he found that he added DDGS at 4% level, 8% level, 12% level, and also at 16% level. So look at the feather score, look at the egg weight, feed per egg, feed intake per bird, and egg percentage. So you can see what happens when we increase the DDGS. Good quality DDGS is available. We can always use it at higher level in layer diets. And now we are in discussion with Dr. Ramarao sir for conducting one more trial in broiler for rice DDGS and maize DDGS. So in conclusion, DDGS is a sunrise feed ingredient available in our market. Maize DDGS is available since last December. Around 4 million metric ton of maize is processed during last 10 months, and around 1.4 million metric ton of maize DDGS is available, out of which 2 lakh ton is already exported from India. During last 4 seminars, we could interact with more than 1,000 stakeholders from various sectors, policymakers, university, industry, nutritionists, consultants, ethanol manufacturers. We'll conduct 4 more seminars, and I think more and more experts will talk about DDGS. More and more samples should be checked for the quality of the DDGS. DDGS can be used in both monogastric animal and ruminant, and we can use feed supplements like enzymes, toxin binders to enhance the efficiency of the DDGS. Why? DDGS will be cheaper as compared to other raw materials, so it will help us to reduce the cost of feed production for our animals. Thank you very much. Now I will stop sharing and we can take the questions.
So thank you for this insightful presentation. So I request all the audience and participants to, share their queries in chat box. So we'll give them a 10 minutes time, and after that, we'll read out that questions and probably we'll answer them. So I request all the participants to share their queries in chat box. Meanwhile, I will just highlight the capabilities and strengths of Chembond as a feed additives and feed supplement suppliers. So Chembond is a company which is established by in 1975 by Dr. Vinod Shah. It was listed on BSC in 1995 and NSE in 2019. We have 750 plus group employees. We have pan-India footprints in manufacturing, sales, and services. We have our R&D and head office is in Navi Mumbai, Maharashtra, and we have a diverse portfolio of specialty performance chemicals and feed additives and supplements. So we are into poultry, dairy, and aquaculture, and we have our footprints across India with manufacturing and storage locations at Tarapur, Abadi, Ranipet, and Jamshedpur. We offer quality products at an excellent value, and our team is youthful and yet very experienced one. So mainly we are engaged in manufacturing of probiotics, prebiotics, and enzymes for animals, And also we produce biosecurity and farm management products. Under biosecurity, we are into production of surfactant, continuous disinfectants, and terminal disinfectants. Yes, we do produce vitamins and mineral premixes as well, along with other feed additives like acidifiers, emulsifiers, then antibiotic growth promoters. So we are the company that we supports in customize the services to poultry farmers, feed millers, and hatchery owners. We have our dedicated research and development facilities for the production of feed additives and supplements in for animal nutrition. So we our all our plants and facilities are certified and accredited with the FDA and FAMIQS. In poultry, we have the solutions as per the seasons and the requirement of the birds. So under the program of gut restoration and integrity program, we have the solutions to enhance gut development like probiotics, enzymes, and acidifiers. To control the toxins in feed, we have the good ranges of toxin binders, and that toxin binder contains superior quality monoamide and sodium bentonate clays that really helps to absorb the toxins in the feed as well as the gut. And also to support the gut integrity, we manufacturers individuals and individual enzymes as well as multi-blend enzymes. And in under probiotic production, we produce a single strain as well as multi-strains of probiotic for poultry and aqua and dairy as well. Just to improve feed efficiency, we have the superior quality of acidifiers that really helps for feed and gut acidification. Under health optimization program, this is a program that helps to restore the gut integrity and improve the digestion. For mycoplasma, it is a global threat, and we have solutions against mycoplasma control program. So under my mycoplasma control program, we promote Kem Raksha is our umbrella brand, and under this Kem Raksha, we manufactures terminal disinfectant, continuous disinfectant, and water sanitizers. So Kem Raksha Plus is a terminal disinfectant. It helps in farm and hatchery disinfectant programs. Continuous disinfectant in any kind of disease outbreaks. You can apply Kem Raksha 49 for better biosecurity on farms and in hatcheries. And for water sanitizers, we have a Bromogran. It is a well-known brand of Chembond and having broad spectrum activity against all the types of bacteria, viruses, and fungi. And for mycoplasma, we have a Mycoshield 10 that is a granulated and free-flowing tiamolin hydrogen fumarate, which is effective against mycoplasma infections and eventually helps in optimizing the egg production in layers and enhances growth and production in broilers. So this is our technical team. You can say a sales team. You can, if you have any kind of requirement of our products, or you have any kind of concern or query related to our products, you can talk to me or my colleague Dr. Sri Lakshmi Nair, and I have my other colleagues which are actively working in the sales. That is from Mr. Iravelli Viraya from South, Mr. Rajesh Bist is from North, and I'm handling West and East zone for sales functions. So thank you all. Now, sir, I will present this queries which is received in chat box. So So, sir, I'm audible to you, sir.
Yes, yes.
So, sir,
You can stop sharing.
yeah, yeah, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, sir. So, how much amount of rice or maize it is just used by broiler, usually in broiler, deer, and cattle? Someone wants, that repetition again.
Yeah, yeah. Basically, as I told, presently 2 to 3% of rice DDGS is used in broiler feed. Around 5% DDGS is used in layer feed inclusion level. I'm saying, and around 5 to 15% in cattle feed.
Yes, yes, thank you. Like others, sir, I'm also worried about how much maximum level of DDGS used in broiler feed and layer feed.
Actually, as written in US Grain Council handbook, you
Okay,
can
sir.
go up to 20% level in case of maize DDGS, but it should be of very good quality. The aflatoxin should be below 20 ppb. The over processing should not be there. So all these things are there. So normally in India, what happens? We are using maize as a major energy source. We are using soybean meal as a major protein source. We are also using rapeseed meal, MBM, and other protein sources. So DDGS can be when good quality DDGS is available, broiler feed manufacturers can use around 2 to 5%.
Okay, sir. Sir, related to NRI testing, which parameters need to be evaluated for DDGS application?
Actually, near infrared machine is available at many veterinary colleges. It is available in all ICR institutes. Many feed manufacturers also have NIR machine. These machines are sold by companies like POS, Brooker, Agnext, etc. And they can analyze all parameters except minerals. Um, they can analyze proximate analysis. As I said before, they can analyze phytate phosphorus, metabolism energy, damaged lysine due to over processing, not only in DDGS but in other raw materials also. Good thing about NIR is that within 10 to 15 seconds, you can get the result. And many feed supplement companies, I don't know about Chembond, but many feed supplement companies are also offering NIR services to their customers. If Chembond doesn't have NIR services, I will suggest Chembond to buy one NIR machine and start giving services to their customers, because NIR machine will help you to understand many parameters which cannot be measured by wet chemistry method. And good thing is that even the finished feed quality can also be measured in NIR machine.
Okay, sir. Thank you. And we'll implement on your input, sir. Thank you so much. Second thing, sir, some people, have questions like in rice DDGS, the suppliers, they are not adding some liquids. So it leads to the bright coloration of DDGS. Is it true, sir?
I have not seen the sample. I have not seen the details, so I cannot comment on that.
Okay,
But as I said before, that it should not be over processed. That's very important. So best is to buy rice DDGS and maize DDGS from plant directly. All feed manufacturers, I will encourage all feed manufacturers and scientists listening to me that please go and visit ethanol manufacturing plant nearby your place, so that you will get confidence on how DDGS is produced and you can use more, because we need to improve our communication with ethanol manufacturers.
okay, sir. Sir, the people are, they are, having some kind of confusions where which one is better, that is maize DDGS or rice DDGS.
Uh, now what happens? It depends on the space in the diet. If you'll see broiler, there is a less space for low quality ingredients. So in broiler, we cannot use beyond certain point, beyond 5%. But in case of layers, we can use up to 10% also. In case of ruminant, we can use up to 15 to 20% also. So rice DDGS is better as compared to maize DDGS in terms of protein percentage. Rice will contain 40% protein. Maize will contain 28% protein. So it depends on
Right.
what is your objective behind, and what is cost per unit of the protein you are paying for soybean meal, for rice DDGS, for maize DDGS. That will decide. So whatever feed formulation software you are using, least cost feed formulation software, either it is a Brill or any other software, or Dr. Chandrasekharan has also developed Excel based software which is free. You can use that also. So that least cost feed formulation will tell you how much rice DDGS you can use, how much maize DDGS you can use, depending on the space in the diet and depending on the price of the raw material. As I said, price of rice DDGS is around 23 to 24 rupees. Price of maize DDGS is around 13 to 14 rupees.
Right, sir. Sir, is there any data available for Bajra and Jawar DDGS, as these raw materials are also used for bioethanol production?
Actually,
How?
what happens now in India, millet production is very less. Previous few years back, millets were cheaper as compared to maize, but nowadays, due to increased human consumption, millet prices are higher than maize prices. So therefore, very less quantity of bajra and jowar will go for ethanol manufacturing unless and until it is damaged.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you so much. So, sir, there is a question from Dr. Pankaj Singh, Patna. Is there any conclusive research on optimum inclusion level of maize DDGS versus soybean meal in broiler chicken ration? Is there any viable strategy to utilize microbial protein of DDGS effectively in broiler chickens?
Actually, I will encourage Pankaj and all other veterinary colleges, animal nutrition departments to conduct research of using rice DDGS and maize DDGS in animal feed, because as I said before, what happened? No, previously, if you remember, DWGS was available, means distillers weight grain and soluble beer waste, people used to call it, and now also it is available from the beer manufacturing company or whiskey manufacturing company, and it is used as a fresh by dairy farmers. But the shelf life is hardly 2 days. It contains
Okay,
80% moisture.
okay,
And during last few years, rice was damaged grains like rice, bajra, jowar was diverted to distilleries to make alcohol, drinking alcohol. So very small quantity of rice DDGS was available. But during last 1.5 year, now government has diverted significant quantity of rice and maize for bioethanol production, and 170 plants are set up now. So in coming years, we will get at least 2 to 4 million metric ton of DDGS every year. So now um, I'm sure government will happily give funds to all ICR institutes and veterinary colleges for conducting research on use of DDGS in animal feed. Associations like CLFMA of India, All India Distillers Association, State Poultry Association should also come forward to sponsor research of use of DDGS in animal feed. Companies who are selling enzymes, toxin binders, and other feed supplement, they should also sponsor research of DDGS in animal feed, because indirectly sale of your products will go up.
right. Sir, there is a question from Dr. Amit Ranjan that if DDGS manufacturers do not use sulfuric acid, then what do they use to maintain pH during fermentation? And if the percentage of sulfur content in DDGS is reduced, then it will be good for poultry, as this is also a major reason for loose dropping in poultry. So they,
Basically, now Amit has to go through the detailed ethanol manufacturing process. So I will connect him with Praj Industries or Excel Industries, and they will explain how they are manufacturing it, how they are using, how they are not using sulfuric acid. So I'll connect Amit later with the
okay,
ethanol equipment manufacturer.
okay. Sir, there is a question from Rohit Bharti that is there any recent regulatory changes that impacting the use of DDGS in animal feed supplements?
Government is encouraging
Okay,
use of DDGS, because what happens now, government is buying ethanol from all these plants at certain price. So they will have to produce good quality DDGS, and they'll have to sell DDGS to animal feed manufacturers to keep their plants profitable. If they depend only on the ethanol price, their plants will not be profitable.
okay. Hmm.
As such, there are no regulations on animal feed sector in India. Means, means in certain states, government has made it mandatory to use BI standards, and now FSSI has also suggested feed manufacturers to use BI standards, but it is not yet compulsory in all states. But example, Karnataka means BI standards are compulsory. In Punjab, it is
Right,
compulsory. So
right,
there,
sir.
therefore, we have asked government to make BI standard for DDGS also.
Right, sir. Sir, that DDGS can be used in mass feed or what? What is your opinion?
DDGS can be directly fed to dairy animals directly. It can be used
Okay,
in mash feed also,
okay,
because in India, if you'll see, cattle feed penetration is hardly 15%. Means our
right,
requirement is 115 million metric ton, and we are producing only 17 million metric ton. So farmer is buying raw materials directly and feeding to their cows and buffaloes. So it's a good opportunity for entrepreneurs. It's a good opportunity for ethanol manufacturers to pack maize DDGS in bags and sell directly to dairy farmers through cooperatives or private dairies.
okay, sir. You know any distilleries which are in south, because someone is asking that.
What I will do, Sanjay, I will share with you list of IDA and JEMA.
Okay, sir.
There are two associations of ethanol
Okay, sir.
manufacturers. One is known
Right, sir.
as All India Distillers Association, and
Okay,
second
sir.
is known as Grain Based Ethanol Manufacturers Association. So I
Right,
will
sir.
share the list with you, and you can
Mm.
forward it to concerned person, or you can forward it to all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No issue. And sir, thank you for this informative session. So I request Dr. Sri Lakshmi to, share a vote of thanks for this webinar. Let's, Dr. Sri Lakshmi.
Thank you, Dr. Sanjay sir, and thank you all for joining us today. I'd like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed speaker, Dr. Dinesh Bhosale sir, for sharing his expertise and valuable insight on the application of DDGS in animal nutrition, which he has covered different type of topics of regarding DDGS quality, the factors which are affecting the quality of DDGS, what all challenges we face in DDGS, and also how to optimize the feed cost by including DDGS. So you have truly enriched our understanding of this important topic. So very much thankful to Dr. Dinesh sir for this type of participate helping out us in coming out for giving session regarding such webinar. And also a special thanks to the organizing team for their hard work and to our technical support for ensuring a seamless experience. Lastly, thank you to all participants for your engagement and thoughtful questions. We hope you found this session informative and inspiring. We look forward to seeing you at future Chembond Bioscience events. So have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you all.
Thank you
Namaskar.
all. Thank you, sir. And if somebody wants Dr. Dinesh Bhosale's contact number, they can message me or call me. I will share that contact. Thank you, sir.
Okay.